Hello guys, and welcome to the first session of Cherry's ESL. Yay! First! In this video, we would be dealing with articles. And just in case you are wondering why I chose this topic for our first session, let me tell you two reasons. The first reason is something personal, and the second reason is the uniqueness of the topic. Let's go to my personal reason first, and this goes way back when I was applying for my fifth job. And just like any teaching job application, I had to have a teaching demo. And when I asked the HR officer what would be my topic for the demo, the HR said, anything related to grammar. It's your choice. Then I said, okay, thank you. Then I went home because the demo was scheduled the following day. I spent the rest of the afternoon that day thinking of what to have for my demo. And I was initially thinking of verb tenses, but I realized that if I choose to talk about verb tenses, my demo might go longer than expected because of too many English verb tenses, each with their own rules. So I still kept wondering about a topic until I thought of the articles a and the. And I said, perfect! Now I have a topic to discuss on my upcoming teaching demo. The topic is short. It just has 3 words. So I was thinking that I would be able to explain it completely in just 10 to 15 minutes or even less. So when I came, I started preparing and conceptualizing how I would do my teaching demonstration, and to my shock, I realized in the middle of my review and research that articles, ironically, no matter how simple they look and how few they are in letters, they are one of the most complex things to explain and simplify, especially to an ESL learner. Why? Because although articles contain only 2 general rules in terms of their usage, there are a lot of specific rules that you have to take note of. And I hope we would be able to discuss most of these rules here in this session. But going back to my preparation for my teaching demo, I was thinking actually of changing my topic on articles because it is not that simple as I previously thought. However, I also thought that I am already in the middle of my preparation, and it was getting late at night, so I decided to be more patient and to really finish what I started. To cut the story short, fortunately and in God's grace, I was able to prepare well. And the next day, I went to my demo with a bit of a confidence. The day went well, and the demo went well also. I was only asked one question after my demo, and that question would be a part of this session. So keep watching for you to know what that question is. For now, let me tell you that I consider the topic on articles as good luck because I got the job. In fact, I used the same topic in applying for my current job. I hope you get to see the resemblance of my fifth job, my current job, and my YouTube channel. All of it started just because of articles. Because of this, let me have a shout out to HT Irene and Sir Murphy. They were the first to listen to the teaching demo about articles. Sir Murphy was even the one who asked me a question after the demo, and I'm proud to say that I was able to answer it pretty well. Mainly because of good preparation, guys. So good preparation is the key. Shout out as well to Ma'am Ses and Ma'am Rem. This topic is what I shyly discussed in front of you prior to entering PCC. Hi HT, hi sir, hi ma'am. Okay, so that is my personal reason for choosing this topic. The second reason is for its uniqueness. It is only the English language that has articles. Or maybe I'm wrong. So I will let you think of your own first language. Think about it. Think of your mother tongue. Now, compare your first language to English. Compare the two. Were you able to think of words in your mother tongue that has the same function to the articles a, an, the? Comment down below if you are able to think of one. So those are the two reasons why we are having articles for our first session here on Cherry's ESL. So guys, without further ado, let us proceed now to your slides. So here we are with your slides, and as you can see, you have the title of this session. So let us start. The general explanation for the difference between these three articles is that a and an are for singular nouns. The is for plural nouns. So we have some examples. A tree, an example, the trees, the examples. So this is the first general difference between these articles. However, there are other usage of these articles that maybe we are not aware of or that we do not notice. And we will take a look at these different usage as we get to look at and compare some sentences and some group of words. Now, let's contrast a and an in referring to singular nouns. What I usually hear about this is you use a for words, especially nouns beginning with consonant letters, and an for words beginning with vowel letters. But if you take a look at our sentences, he did not bring an umbrella, and Bella dreams of seeing a unicorn. The words umbrella and unicorn both start with a vowel letter, U. However, an is used before umbrella and a is used before unicorn. So, clearly the difference between a and an is not on letters, it is on the sound. An is used for vowel sounds and a is for consonant sounds. Umbrella starts with the vowel sound and unicorn starts with the consonant sound U. Other examples of words starting with vowel sounds are an engineer, an hour, an introduction, an FBI agent. The words engineer and introduction obviously start with vowel sounds. For the words hour and FBI, although they start with a consonant letter, they actually begin with a vowel sound. Our starts with an A sound, and FBI starts with F sound. They start with vowel sounds. Other examples for nouns starting with consonant sounds are a university, a question, a European country. The word question obviously starts with a consonant sound, but for the words university and European country, although they start with a vowel letter, they actually begin with a consonant sound. University starts with U sound, and European also starts with U sound. Okay, so that is for vowel sounds and consonant sounds. Again, vowel sounds would use the article an, and consonant sounds would use the article a. This is the second general rule of using articles. If you take a look at the sentence says, Buffy is looking for a job, and did Buffy get the job she applied for? The same noun is used, the word job. However, the first sentence is using the article a, and the second sentence is using the article the. I'm sure most of you know the rule about this one. Article a or an is used for nouns that are not specific. That is why they are called indefinite articles. So if you take a look at the sentence, Buffy is looking for a job, this means that you do not know what kind of job Buffy is looking for. It can refer to any job. It can be a job waiting tables, or it can be a job as a cashier, or maybe a managerial position. The article the, on the other hand, is used for specific nouns. That is why it is called definite articles. If you look at the second sentence, did Buffy get the job she applied for? The word job is already specified. It is not just referring to any job, but it is specifically talking about the job she applied for. Meaning you already know that Buffy has applied for a certain specific position. So if you do not know what kind of job a person is applying for, and you want to know if she got it, then ask the question, did you get a job? But if you already know what kind of job the person has applied for and you want to know if she got it, then ask the question, did you get the job? So that is for specific and not specific nouns. Taking into consideration what we have just discussed about singularity and specificity of nouns, let us then contrast these four sentences. So in the first sentence, have you seen a student in the classroom? Obviously, you use the article a before the noun student because student is singular and it starts with a consonant sound. And then it is not referring to a particular student. You just want to know if there is any single student maybe left behind in the classroom. The second sentence, have you seen the students in the classroom? The noun the students is obviously plural, so you use the article the. Now, if we take a look at the third and fourth sentences, they have the same set of nouns, which is famous student. However, the third sentence is using the article a, and the fourth sentence is using the article the. The third sentence is very much similar to the first sentence. You are referring to a singular student, and for sure, there can be many famous students in one campus, and you do not know specifically which famous student the speaker is looking for. The speaker can just be looking for any famous student, so it is not specific. In the fourth sentence, have you seen the famous student in the classroom? You can see clearly that the underlined noun is singular, but then it is using the article the. This is because you are already referring to a particular famous student, meaning your audience already know who is the famous student you are looking for. So what is considered more here is the noun being specific. This means that even if a noun is singular, it does not automatically use the article a or an. You have to consider first if you want to refer to a specific noun or not. Notice also the words the classroom in all four sentences. Why is it that all of them are using the article the? Simply because the speaker is referring to a particular classroom. The person who is being asked the question already know which classroom the speaker is talking about. Okay, so are we still good? Yeah? So let's proceed to the next slide. So in here, you can see the sentence, what is the longest river in the world? And I'm sure you are not new to the next rule that we are going to talk about. The rule is quite clear if you take a look at the sentence. The sentence is telling you that if you have a superlative adjective, then the article the is always used. What do you mean when we say superlative adjectives? These are adjectives that ends with letters est. For example, the biggest, the shortest, the tallest, etc. Superlative adjectives are also adjectives that start with the word most. For example, the most beautiful, the most brilliant, the most difficult, etc. Quite easy, right? Okay, next slide. Let us now have the sentences, the moon revolves around the earth and the earth revolves around the sun. We also have the sentence, the airplane just crossed the equator. I'm sure you are noticing something special in these two sentences. All of the underlined nouns are using the article the. So what do you think is the rule here? The rule is when there is only one of something, use the article the for it, meaning that something is unique. It is the only one of its kind. So for other examples, we have the sky, the world, the human race, the sea, the atmosphere, the environment. So that is the simple explanation for this specific rule of using the article the. I hope you got it. Okay, so next slide. Remember in the beginning of this video when I was telling about the only question that was asked during my teaching demo? This was actually the question. Sir Murphy asked me, why is it that we say the Philippines but not the Korea? The explanation that I have heard before why we say the Philippines is because the Philippines is a group of islands. This answer is not entirely wrong, but it is not entirely correct as well. Because the best answer for this question is we use the if we are referring to plural names of countries like the Netherlands and the United States. The names of these countries end with letter S, so we have to use the article the. Plural names of countries. Moreover, we also use the for names of group of islands, like the Canary Islands and the Bahamas. Another specific rule with regard names of countries is for countries having the words republic and kingdom. So if the name of your country can have the word republic or kingdom, then you have to use the article the. For example, the Republic of Korea, the Czech Republic, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the United Kingdom. Are the rules getting more and more complicated? I hope not, because we still have some more rules to talk about. So, next slide. This slide contains an easy rule because we hear it most of the time, and the rule is quite easy. We use the article the before the words same and capital. So you have the sentence, we are reading the same page. You do not say, we are reading same page. You can also see the sentence, Canberra is the capital of Australia. So you do not ask a question about capitals and say, what is capital of Zimbabwe? No, you say, what is the capital of Zimbabwe? Rules about using articles can be as simple as this one. So let us proceed to the next slide. This slide also contains a simple rule. We use the for words that indicate direction. So we have here the sentences, the code is written at the top of the page. Do you drive on the right or on the left in your country? The restaurant is at the end of this aisle and the fruits are in the middle of the countertop. The underlined words are simply directions. It's again quite simple, so let us proceed to the next slide. This sentence is almost the same to what we have discussed on the third slide regarding specific and not specific nouns. However, there is also another way of looking at this rule, and that is if it is your first time to talk about something, then use a or an, just like in our first sentence, I bought a jacket and an umbrella. The speaker is informing someone for the first time about the jacket and the umbrella that he bought. In the second sentence, the jacket was cheap, but the umbrella was expensive. The article the is used to refer to the same jacket and umbrella. This means that for the subsequent times or for the next times that you would be referring to the same nouns, you have to use the article the because the listener already knows which nouns are being talked about. So, did you understand this rule? I hope so. And let us proceed to our 11th slide. Again, we have two sets of sentences here. The first says, snakes are scary reptile and I like music. You can see that these sentences have no articles, especially after snake and music. However, in the second set of sentences that says, the snakes in the zoo were able to escape from their cage last night and I did not understand the play, but I liked the music. There is already the article the after the words snakes and music. Can you guess the rule here already? I'm sure you can. Part of the rule is going back again to the rule of specificity, wherein we are going to use the for specific nouns, and thus in your third and fourth sentences, the snakes are very much specific because you are referring to the snakes in a certain zoo, and the music on the fourth sentence is also specific because you are referring to the specific music that is used in the play. An additional rule to this is not to use the article the if you are referring to things or people in general. So in the first and second sentence, you are talking about snakes and music in general, so there is no article before them. Clear enough, guys? Okay, be more patient. We are halfway done. Next slide. There's not much of a rule here, guys. You can already have a good guess of what the rule is because of the names that you see. So we have the Atlantic, the Indian Ocean. So we have the Atlantic, the Indian Ocean, the Mediterranean, the Red Sea, the Amazon, the Nile, the Suez Canal. Obviously, these are names of bodies of water. So the rule here is you are going to use the article the for names of oceans, seas, rivers, canals, and other bodies of water. So this is an easy one. You do not have much of a question about this, I suppose. The next slide. This is another specific and easy rule in terms of using the article the. Who does not know the Sahara? Of course, all of us know that the Sahara is a desert. So just like with bodies of water, you are also going to use the article the for names of deserts. Other examples would be the Gobi Desert, the Arabian Desert, the Arctic Desert. Nothing much more to explain here, so next slide. We have here the names: the Great Wall of China, the Tower of London, the Museum of Modern Art, the University of Cambridge, the Bank of the Philippine Islands. So the rule here is if you have names containing the preposition of, then part of that name would be the article the. Notice that we say the University of Cambridge, but we do not say the Cambridge University. We just say Cambridge University without the because there is no preposition of in the name Cambridge University. Easy, right? Okay, next slide. Without much explanation here as well, we can easily notice the rule here. Most newspapers have names with the. So we say the Sun, the Financial Times, the Philippine Daily Inquirer, the New York Times. So that is it for this slide. Next slide. Again, this slide would refer to another usage of the article the. We use the plus an adjective referring to groups of people. So for example are the words the young. This means automatically that you are referring to all the people who are young. So you do not have to say the young people. You can just say the young. You can remove the word people already. So the other examples in your slide are the blind, the dead, the elderly, the homeless, the injured, the poor, the rich, the sick, the unemployed, the old. So there you go. We are almost finished, guys, so hang in there. Next slide. Let me go straight to the rule here since it is very simple. We use the article the with the noun radio, but not for television. So we say, I listen to the radio. I watch television a lot. We heard the news on the radio. We watched the news on television. However, if you are referring to the television set, then you would have to say the television. So in the last sentence, it says there to please turn on the television. Okay, so 2 more rules and we are done. So next slide. So in this slide, we have names of meals, specifically breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The rule here is not to use the article the for names of meals. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner do not need an article except if there is an adjective before it. And if there is, you only use a or an, not the. So in the first 3 sentences, there are no articles before the words breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In the 4th sentence, though, there is the article a because of the adjective nice before lunch. So you say, we had a nice lunch. You do not say, we had nice lunch. Same thing in the last 2 sentences. You say, it was a tasty dinner. Do not just say, it was tasty dinner. Okay, next slide. And thank you guys for being patient. We are already on our last slide, so just hang in there. The rule here basically is, if you have observed, it is, we do not use articles for noun followed by a number. So you say, what's the question? But you do not say, what's the question 3. Remove the article the and only say, what's question 3. Other examples are gate 5, room 502, size 6, page 39. So these words do not use articles because they are followed by numbers. Okay, so that's the end of our slides, guys. I hope we are able to cover most of the rules in terms of using the article a, an, and the. Okay, so that is all about the articles, guys. And I hope you learned something new for today's session. And if you have further questions about a and the, please comment down below and I will try my best to answer your questions. Okay. So, actually, I feel like giving you a quiz. Guys, are you ready for a quiz? It's just like in a classroom where, there's a quiz after a discussion. But, yeah. If you want to take the quiz, I would present to you another slide of that quiz, and maybe you can just have a screenshot and try answering it on your own pace, on your own time, and it would be a good review for us, guys. So to make sure as well that you have a good grasp of what you just have watched. So that's it for today's first session on Cherry's ESL. Okay, thank you guys and see you for our second session. Okay guys? Okay, bye, Godspeed.